picks with it. Maybe they try something along those lines. We'll have to wait and see, though. There's the Azir.
Yep.
Gonna be on the ban list for them once again.
So Echo Fox blue side first. TSM will get the counter pick coming into this one, depending on what happens. There's the bird and Nivea out right away.
Yeah, the other thing is that if you're looking at stats, I mean, of course, this matchup is going to be one of the worst matchups to look at stats in.
Right.
It's the last place team versus the first place team. But specifically for Froggen, he does the highest percentage of his team's damage dealt to champions of any player in the LCS. You know, mid laners are usually way up there, but he is at the top of the charts. So if they're going to be taking down enemy champions, it's going to be him doing a lot of the work. So far, though, there's the mid lane focus already. It does also, you know, some flex bans. KFO has been trying to carry from the top lane for them. So Vladimir, when they did get it, he was able to take it to the top lane.
Trying to take a jungler away. This makes me think Kez might want that. Rek'Sai. And a Shen actually from the top side. So they're actually worried about KFO's presence. We'll see what that first pick goes through. Like I said, Echo Fox could try some things here or just stay sturdy, but there is that Rek'Sai trying to take the Nidalee away as well.
Everybody this week in the North American LCS have been doing these Teemo hovers because in the LCK in Korea, there were not one, but 2 accidental lock-ins of Teemo due to people hovering it in Champion Select and running out of time.
I mean, Freak and I and people in the caster pit talked about this the other day. It's like TSM and Cloud9 had this instance, right? High played it, then nobody ever saw it again. They're like, don't do that again. That hurts your eyes to see.
I like when they get really close to the line. 1 second left before they switch off. Live on the edge. Not going to be the case there, though. TSM, they lock in the speedsters of the current meta. Karma and Sivir, both extremely popular champions. Karma all around really good flex pick. Probably preferred in the bottom lane, but also very strong in the mid lane. Just super versatile. You know, you can build very supportive as well. Sivir, the thing about Sivir is, you know, not only is she great late game, which everybody loves to have a Infinity Edge completed Sivir with extra crit, you know, bouncing crits around the entire enemy team, 35 plus minutes into the game, but the utility from the ultimate is still there, and the wave clear in the early game is also there. So as long as she doesn't get bullied out in lane, and it's a very strong scaling pick. There it is, the Ashe. That's what I was looking for Fox, for Keith. They are going to pick that up for him again and combo with Braum. So tons of CC for Echo Fox. I like this. They have, you know, the tools that they need to try and set up some picks. You know, try and actually create some more plays for the team. See if they can actually get that off the ground.
I was actually hoping they would choose something like that as well as Rek'Sai. The Shen would have been perfect as well. They can get back on the map at any time, but having a for sure initiation on a team that's very uncertain is something that plays into your favor beautifully. A fun did you know that we were talking about the C9 TSM game. That was actually Bjergsen's first game in the NALCS. So
welcome to North America. Welcome. Teemo.
Thanks for production for the little note. The did you know? Rise and Gragas as well.
Yeah, I mean,
2 powerhouse players coming in from TSM. They have a beautiful team already.
Yeah, anytime you see
I like both of these teams.
Rise get through, a lot of people have, you know, kind of question marks here, but for Bjergsen, like, he has gone back to this champ whenever they get it. Very, very strong performances. And as we said, the speed, the utility there from the double first round Sivir Karma pickup from TSM is going to enable Rise to maneuver in the team fights. They're going to have to use that speed to dodge the Ashe arrows, though, as well as the Braum walls, you know, try and maneuver around it, try and get your damage past him instead of through him.
Victor and the Gnar locked in. We've been seeing a lot more Gnar pickup. We always hear people say, I don't know if I like the Gnar pick yet, but it seems like the players do.
Yeah.
It really does.
I mean, Gnar to me just feels so good all around right now.
Okay.
Can be played into pretty much all types of matchups. Because even if you're against a strong split pusher, like, you're not going to want to tower dive a Gnar. If Gnar's going to turn Mega, he's got just, what, like 3 seconds, 4 seconds worth of stuns he can pack, bunch of HP, also can jump around. Plus, if Gnar starts to lose lane, you can use the mini form, spam your boomerang from range.
Yeah.
You don't have to put yourself in danger. So I really like him just because it's a flexible pick, and if you know the enemy has jungle pressure, then you can back off, try and CS from afar, but you can also go in for those big team fight plays later on with the Mega Gnar.
It's the kind of see hero, kill hero composition for Fox here. Arrow hits, they stun one up, they can get it. But if they spend too long, it seems like TSM is going to be able to pedal to the metal, turn this speed comp on, and run right back into it.
Yeah, and they've also added the traffic cones to their speed comp with the Trundle. We'll see what skin Haunter chooses. But that front line is going to be pretty annoying. Now, not only are TSM going to have the speed advantage in the team fights, but you know, the pillar is going to cause more problems. That being said, I really like the Echo Fox draft phase. I think this is a very solid comp for them. It's very versatile. They have Braum for, you know, defending their own minion waves, and then they have Victor for clearing enemy minion waves. So
I'm excited.
They should, yeah, they do have a lot of options that they can go with.
I'm ready for some Gnar wombos into a Chaos Storm. Let's see it come together for Echo Fox as we get into the game. Time to get started, so send us on we're sending us on December's Rift. I can't speak. Get your votes on Twitter. Hit up hashtag FOXWin or hashtag TSMWin to cheer your team on to victory. They'll be checking. They go on Twitter after. They know if you're voting or not.
Yeah.
So vote.
I mean, remember back to last season, TSM had a social media blackout where they wouldn't look at Twitter a lot.
That's
when
right.
they're doing poorly. But when you're doing well, if you haven't lost a game in 12 games, yeah, go ahead. Go on social media. Look at the praise. Everybody's very happy with the success of the team right now.
Can finally use the internets again.
You're like, yeah, everybody loves us. Great, let's go take a look.
See how they start out here. Bjergsen, Mana, Crystal. Over to you. Some biscuits on each side. Refillables. We'll switch up for the junglers. Svenskeren and Kez choose Machete and the Talisman. Pretty much what you would expect all around. KFO for some damage with that longsword too.
Yes, sir.
Angry.
Refillable potion top lane, actually. Pretty bold. I think, yeah, that signals to me, you know, KFO is going to go with that strategy. Boomerang, stay safe for the early game here. There's not much other strategy you can do against Trundle, because Trundle, if you go melee on him, you're going to have a difficult time. If we are watching that top lane matchup, though, if you're looking for micro stuff, Haunter, basically the skill that Trundle can bring to that matchup is all in the pillar placement. Because you can interrupt Gnar's hop with the pillar, and Mini Gnar is so squishy that if you do get that interrupt and you can close on him, you're going to burn a flash. Because there's no way that Gnar, without his hop, is going to try and go toe-to-toe with Trundle at any stage here early on. Yep.
Almost had it, Kobe. They switched, though. Non-standards.
Yep.
Storm Raider Surge for Bjergsen, looking for a little bit more speed in the speed comp.
Man, that will be one fast rise. People always debate, you know, whether you should go with the extra damage for your burst, or if you're guaranteed, you know what, I feel very confident I'm going to get at least enough to proc my Storm Raider Surge, which Rise very easily will. And you can go with that extra safety, have a longer fight. Everybody, top laners, trying to soak up experience here, trying to maneuver around, stay in experience range as long as possible. Haunter gives up, but KFO on Gnar needs to spam out that lovely boomerang, stay a bit safer. And he soaked up a tiny bit more experience, but gonna back off now as it is dangerous. And you do need to get your teleport in on the minion there for the push.
Trying to soak up a few more?
Yeah.
Nice. Just hanging out.
You can wait in that Fog of War. That's where he is right now. Yeah. See? Soaking up some extra experience. There you go. Now he's pushed ahead in the top laner experience soak battle. Oh, baby. So exciting. It's like just a spy game for the first few minutes of lane swaps, where the top laners is trying to work around in Fog of War and soak up extra experience. Wow, that's pretty much the only big difference, other than, you know, Froggen on Victor shoving Bjergsen in. Does have lane control. Now it's going to be up to Bjergsen. He has to CS well at his turret, because this is going to hit turret. And looks like he might have did he lose that cannon? Ooh, unlucky. Solo gold is going to the top laners, though.
Yeah, Haunter's real far ahead now, at least half a level.
Let's watch this. Pro at work.
They're already prepped. It's the caster minion is going to start messing it up. Oh, no,
one.
it's not going to work.
There's 2. Oh, 3 more. Oh, no. That's North America's best right there, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, he is, though. Definitely deserving of the title. Froggen himself doing decently here. Gets the first blue buff. That's always very nice. Yes, Rek'Sai is my jungler. Give me that blue. Any and all blues will go to Froggen.
Perfect.
Yep. Getting that Thunderlords is the key part of that trade.
Calls bot for the 80 carries as well. Time to stack it up. Bjergsen's just saying, I want the minions. You can do as much damage to me as you want. I'm just trying to get in this lane for the experience and farm. He goes up, steps forward, steps back. He'll be good to go here in this lane. It's exhaust. There's really not much kill pressure for Froggen, so he's not too worried about it with vision around him as well. And a bit of a creep from the top side TSM here.
Yeah, and this is part of the ramifications of TSM's playstyle. We didn't really touch on it, but it's the standard for them now, as we just saw them push in both side lanes at the same time. Svenskeren goes down to Hanser. Hanser is pushing that bottom lane. You can see now Gnar is at his turret trying to CS. TSM's duo also shoved all the way up here on the top side. So TSM, they like to keep all of their lanes in a position where they can go invade, depending on where they find a point of weakness in their opponents. And Doublelift and Biofrost just earned themselves that small window where they got to go roam. Even though it doesn't result in any play this time around, they open up that opportunity and take the first couple steps.
And it seems like it's a lot about lane control right now for TSM. Swifty's first buy for Hanser, so he can just fly around on that frozen domain.
The early stages, after the lane swaps with those turrets going down, are about getting back out to the minions as quickly as possible so that you don't fall behind on experience. Since they bounced the wave off of that second turret of Echo Fox, it is now pushing back towards TSM side as the reinforcements get there quicker. Svenskeren, ooh, nice. I mean, usually you're like, oh, Oracle's gonna pop. Oh, actually, he doesn't guess that it is in that brush. Now he'll be able to deduce there's only one spot left that could have procced it.
Yep.
Usually you're like, oh, my Oracle's procced on a pink ward. That's too bad. I wouldn't have. But this one does alert him to his presence, and he wouldn't have known otherwise. Look at that. Ward cleanup there for Svenskeren. You get experience for those now, too, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
Happy day for him.
KFO's been doing a good job soaking up CS. That level difference didn't really affect him too much, as it's been kind of the mid lane in this top lane here that's been getting the action as the duos now meet up. Good inner flame coming from Biofrost. And just a quick back and forth. CS all even between those two, and they're pretty much even on the call as well. Let's see what happens when both of these teams spike. It is going to be a Cloud Drake first, so it may sit for a little.
And as we're talking about the ward lines as well, you can see them moving up for TSM. Pink wards all around the mid lane. There's so much mid lane focus. Froggen is roaming up top now, but he just passed by one of those pink wards. And TSM, that's why they are running for the hills, because Froggen walked over that pink ward in the little brush here. He might not have actually gone through the brush, so I guess he didn't see it. Or either that, or he just wants to get back to lane and doesn't want to give up any minions. But I would assume that he didn't actually walk through the brush and didn't see it. They did ping it. So I retract my previous statement. I think he's just signaling, hey, jungler, there's one there.
It was. It was a crucial time for Froggen to try and roam, too. They know Bjergsen's TP is down, and they were hoping to get ahead of him, but then Bjergsen just flips it around as soon as Froggen returns the lane. That kind of solo pressure. Svenskeren was there, but he wasn't even able to attack.
And that's why Rise players are confident that they can take Storm Raider's Surge. As you can see, easily able to deal enough damage. So Rocket.
Echo Fox, though, trying to use these windows. That TP down. Come up a little bit short, because like you said, TSM moving the wards forward, keeping everybody safe, making sure Doublelift has a pretty good lane. Actually falling behind quite a few in CS here. Should be piling up for him to clean up, though, as we see Keith and Big backing. Not too many level 6s just yet, but more on TSM side, which means they may try to take control soon.
Yeah, and I'm actually interested. There's a possibility of a play to be made on the top side for Echo Fox. If you see those two wards behind Doublelift, he was very, very extended up on this side. The reason that Echo Fox don't want to try and go for that play, though, it's a risky play in the first place. Plus, constantly Hauntzer is pushing in that bottom lane, so there's that wave that KFO would lose to the secondary turret.
Yep.
And this is why TSM consistently push up both of the side lanes in those strong lanes that they drafted, so that they eventually are able to get that roam time, free up Double Lift and Biofrost from that top side, and earn themselves the early Cloud Drake.
These knees for this composition. They're very happy to have that early.
Yeah, it's not quite live where Cloud Drake got a super big buff.
Yeah.
But still great to get the first Drake, and always going to help out with the mid-game rotations. Svenskeren with typical jungle invades. You know, TSM, as we say, they're always constantly pushing up these waves.
Yep.
So they have control in top and bottom right now. That means Svenskeren moves in to that red quadrant of the jungle. Very typical, leaving behind wards as well. And Echo Fox did the same thing on top side. If you see all of the Echo Fox wards up in TSM's red quadrant of the jungle. Very similar situations, except that Echo Fox has sent Big down to help defend, rather than pressuring up top with 2. And it's just Keith up there by himself getting that solo experience on the Ashe. Now he does have Ashe arrows ready for Echo Fox to attempt a pick.
Be a good time. Bjergsen's back with low mana right now. Froggen just out of range to get some damage on and keep him in place.
I'll let you go this time, Bjergsen.
I love the evenness of this game so far. Usually TSM would try to take hold. Already be going for more turrets. Somebody makes a decision incorrectly when you're trying to take that first tier swap and you see TSM on your inhibitor before that 20-minute mark, but nothing of that sort this game. And Froggen's held down to the mid lane. Just have to wait for TSM's first activation of the Sivir ultimate, the Karma ult as well on that shield. Both teams have been very calm here. No kills, all even gold, and we're already 10 minutes in.
Yeah, and TSM are going to do that trailing rotation here where Hauntzer does stay out a little bit extended. However, with the duo of double speed boost coming up, Keith is in a very bad spot. And that's going to be it. Biofrost headed him off at the pass there. All planned.
Oh, no. Well, they're going to go for it. Biggs here, Kaz as well. They don't have too much damage to bring forward. Froggen from the backside. They actually get double lift. And here comes Svenskeren over the wall, crushing down a few members of Fox. Biofrost trying to hold the team in place, but he gets knocked against the wall by KFO. And Meganar stops the fight for TSM for a bit, but then they regain control and continue to go for the members of Fox. Thought they had the upper hand keeping in, but TSM was right there to collapse.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to try for that Rek'Sai ultimate, I guess. You know, maybe there's a chance that TSM just are feeling a little benevolent and decide to let it go.
After losing Keith, you don't have much DPS until Froggen gets there.
Yeah, here it is, though. That's what I was talking about, the trailing lane swap, where your duo goes up first. Your top laner doesn't recall, and so the enemy thinks, oh, it's still just the regular old top laner all by himself. But since TSM got that initial kill, taking out Keith before the fight even started, they have the numbers advantage when everybody collapses. Echo Fox tried to turn it around, and they did get a couple good counter kills here, with 2 of them going to KFO. However, in the end, TSM do come out ahead overall with the extra couple kills there, as Kez eventually gets chased down. And Svenskeren, nice guy jungler, did give over that kill. To Bjergsen as well. Gonna boost Rise up to the point where earlier Rod of Ages completed, it gets to start stacking earlier. And your tiers also stacking up towards your Seraphs earlier. So TSM are in a pretty good position after that first play, even though it's not a very big gold lead. The gold there did go to the solo laners, mostly for TSM. And
really, everybody comes back. It was kind of a reset. There wasn't any big fight. Just Keith walking up the lane, a little too lax, just saying, oh, everybody's really calm in this game. Nothing's going to happen, and that's when they get turned on.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot, actually. You have to keep very close track of both sides of the lane swaps at all times. Because if the duo recalls early like that, and you lose track of double lift and Biofrost for 30 seconds, surprise, surprise, 30 seconds is all it takes to get out to a second tier turret, and they're there with a Sivir Karma, the double speed. Also really like how they split up. Biofrost from the very beginning took that left path around the tri-bush to go cut off Keith because they knew only one place for him to run, And they were able to secure that kill and kind of snowball that kill into this 4-2 lead that we see.
Setting up an attack on Bjergsen here in the mid lane. Will they be able to get through all of the minions? Look at him hug that top side of the lane. He's like, you know, I don't have too much vision down there. I don't like that. Oh, arrow! All the way from base! Glacial Fissure onto the gravity field. Bjergsen can't even open his eyes. I don't think he wants to at this point.
There it is! That's why we called out the Ashe pick really early on for Keith. They're able to make the play. Nice pick onto Bjergsen. They know he used his flash previously. Able to nail him with it. Keith right down the middle of the lane there. And Echo Fox are able to capitalize on it as well. I mean, that's just a straight arrow right down the middle. And Bjergsen was concentrating on the minions there. Gets nailed. Everybody in position to capitalize. Pretty clean. Pretty clean.
Looks like Dragon has a spawn quite soon. We heard Void Rush from Kaz go to the bottom side of the map. Both top laners, I should say, will have teleport soon. Very close to it.
Definitely true. And Gnar also with a full rage bar right now. He'll probably use that and transform in lane before anything. Actually, he's recalling right now. Gnar recalling with a full rage bar and a little bit of a skirmish down bottom with possible teleport wards.
Back and forth, grabbing a few more things. Wards going down from Fox right now to make sure they have full vision. Svenskeren can take a pretty good fight versus these two, allowing Biofrost and the rest of the team to get in. Bjergsen starting to make his way down. The tether is going to lock. Big makes it over the wall and basically saves his life with that jump with Kez's help.
Yep, and that means, you know, Echo Fox right now, they're just trying to control the minion waves because TSM are, again, pushing in all lanes at once, trying to get some space for this dragon. They've been able to put down their vision. Everything's been laid in preparation for this dragon here for TSM, and Echo Fox are going to have a very hard time going for this. It looks like Kez might go for a solo steal. He does have flash. It's very risky for him, though. Oh, teleport is coming in. They're going to fight it, actually.
Level 9 to 10 smite. There's going to be an advantage there for Bjergsen, but it still goes to Kaz.
Oh, they're
going to get Bjergsen down right now. KFO had that Nard bar ready. He comes in at the right time on teleport as well. Now they're on to Bjergsen. Bjergsen just came back up, doesn't get anything before he goes back down, and TSM is looking for a pick on low bars.
Whoa.
They can't find it.
Yeah, TSM, they actually had so much vision, but they didn't have people in position. And Echo Fox just able to focus fire 5-on-1. They take down Sven. Then Bjergsen a little bit too close there. Still unable to get away. And Echo Fox come back in a huge way here. Drake plus mid turret plus the kills. They're ahead in gold.
Great disengage from Big as well there to get out alive. A pillar could have shut down the entire team.
I mean, Echo Fox were the last team to take a game off of TSM.
That's very true.
Looking to repeat here. Haunts are there with the annoying pillar, which is what most pillars are. Very annoying. Here we go, though. The arrow from Keith once again, able to get a little bit of extra damage, but Sven actually walks back in, and that's just a great move by KFO. That was just KFO taking it upon himself to create a play for the team. Then Bjergsen actually walked by an Echo Fox ward, so that's why they were able to focus fire and switch over to him. TSM got a little bit lax there, and they are going to need to recover pretty quickly here. Haunter gets locked up, though.
Oh, the glimpse of the void will it cost him his life.
He's
it
got
does
flash.
not. They flash over. He still gets it.
Yep, big wave, though. I mean, there's a little bit of momentum for Echo Fox on this top side of the map. They can run with this big wave. They actually nail Haunter.
The arrows from Keith right now leads that one a little bit. Still finds the backside of Haunter. Svenskeren trying to deter the fight, but he knows he can only do so much. KFO picks up the kill with the damage from Keith as well.
And they're going to be able to work with this huge wave. That's like 4 waves of range minion.
And
Big's going to protect the minion wave with the Braum here, and they're going to get a lot of damage on the turret.
See if the boomerangs can come through. Doublelift has to be in a good spot to get that ricochet to bounce to the back line, but he's being pushed off immediately by lasers. Froggen doing a great job on the top side. And yeah, they look very, very, very low right now. They're going to have to back out. Fox could easily be killed by a quick on the hunt from Doublelift and the rest of the team.
Yeah, the back line there was getting kind of low. Keith and Big flashing red. So Echo Fox, wise decision, I think, not to press it too hard. you know, they don't have a substantial item lead right now, even though they're, you know, gaining a lot of momentum.
Yep.
They're getting right back in there, evening up the gold. There's not a real advantage. So even though they had one extra champion, 2 champions basically couldn't add to the fight as they were extremely low. They decided to back off and not take too many risks.
30 CS lead for Doublelift is kind of what we're seeing as the 100 sticking up there. 4 to 6 turrets up in favor of Fox, so Doublelift CS is helping to close that gap as well as Haunter. But Fox has the map right now. Can they make another pick? I feel like if they fall in one of these fights, TSM will have much stronger of a hold and kind of just sweep through those outer turrets.
Yeah, I mean, the last pick was so big for Echo Fox because it also, taking down all of the outer turrets, opens up more map space for them to get the next arrows. And so if Keith does remain accurate and they're able to get another pick with the Ash Arrow, they can, you know, try and snowball that into a couple more turret kills. In true Froggen fashion as well, as you mentioned, the 80 carry discrepancy there, he is leading Bjergsen.
Yeah.
As they have been able to keep the pressure on. Keith, though.
The one-man initiation. Keith with a flash over the pillar. That's only going to stop TSM from actually getting to their targets now. And Fox comes up big. They have been poking the bear all the time in the jungle. The bear bites back, and Fox is able to kill another member of TSM.
Yeah, Keith actually didn't even fire his arrow yet on Ash. Usually, when something happens like that, a Gragas flash body slam ults you. You panic arrow somewhere. You try and stun someone immediately. It might have been on cooldown, but he's got it off cooldown now.
Oh, what a priority target. Bjergsen flashes out of the gravity field, though. The Chaos Storm ticking over his head, and this may run Fox a little thin here. This is where TSM can get back in, and they actually leave Keith on the back line. Looks like Big could go down here as well. Svenskaren's in the base. Bjergsen can get some distance and teleport out, but I think they might try to hold off on that. He gets himself movement speed coming in from Biofrost and his own ultimate. And it looks like they're going to be able to turn this one around. A 1 for maybe 1, but they're not able to actually drop Bjergsen before they get out. Keith falls as the caboose in that runaround.
Yeah, what a loop-de-loo there from Bjergsen. Runs all the way out to the river, able to find backup and turn it around. TSM also going to take away the blue buff after that one, so they are able eventually to kill Keith and kind of regain some control here on the blue quadrant of the jungle. Take away the blue, plus put a bunch of wards down, and TSM stabilize.
Don't get crazy.
Yeah.
Kaz could get himself killed. Let's see this replay.
Because, man, that was another great arrow. And again, the reason why we keep on looking for this from Keith. The chase here, Big did flash for that Q, but the passive that was previously stacking up timed out. And then, since Echo Fox were all chasing Bjergsen, Keith was left face-to-face with Bio and Doublelift, and he got killed. So that's why Fox had to run off here, because Keith got killed over on the other side of the screen. As everyone was focused on Bjergsen and chasing Bjergsen, that Storm Raider Surge Rise, able to kite them long enough.
Not actually seeing the Aegis come out anywhere just yet on the side. Dead man's plate for Svenskeren. It may hurt them if Froggen get really big in this game, but right now they're dealing with not being able to kill Bjergsen. Having that last fight must have them thinking twice about taking another one.
Yeah, Fox right there were thinking about trying to arrow Biofrost, but when Karma still has the speed available, it makes it pretty easy to dodge the arrow, even at that close range. And, you know, touch and go there, whether it would have landed, but they didn't want to take the risk, again, because there were pink wards that were being set up here from TSM. TSM are doing a pretty good job of defending vision on their territory, even though Echo Fox have been trying to leave as many of those breadcrumb wards behind in the jungle. It's pretty much been splitting the map here as TSM have declared Baron their territory, and Echo Fox are taking the Drake side instead, which at this stage is more beneficial. 22-minute Baron is very difficult to take.
They're really spread right here, though. TSM may actually see that if they get into range. Fox doing a good job of keeping distance, though.
Yeah, it's what happens when you split the map here, where the objectives are not similar in the duration that they are going to take. Baron, very risky there. Another arrow.
Oh, it's just Svenskeren. Popped up, knocked up, frozen in the air. The alley-oop cannot be finished by the rest of the team, though. And he gets out with a sliver of health. This will actually cause TSM to back off of the turret, which is what they wanted. It kills the bag of chips on the side, but they defend for now and actually keep that mid turret up.
Yeah,
really
there were an inch this way or that way would have completely changed that team fight, as it actually ended up being a disengaged Gragas ultimate, and TSM are going to back off. But again, you know, Echo Fox, they're trying very, very valiantly to get these deeper wards into TSM territory. They're timing out now, though, so you pretty much have to start from scratch, and it is dangerous to face check into that Fog of War on TSM side because they have so much mobility that we talked about. And the Trundle pillars, if you're wandering into the jungle, a Trundle pillar can be as good as an Anivia wall sometimes in the small corridors, cutting your team off. Ben, though, gets locked up again. Not an extra auto there to prop the Braum passive, though. Pretty close. One auto away. Hawk shot or volley doesn't count as an auto.
I think TSM is also becoming a bit more attuned to what Fox is doing now. Sometimes timid against their engages because they don't know what the tendencies will be, but being a little bit more red, TSM knew not to go on to that. But Fox also looking for engages all the time in this game.
And they have positioning on mid. TSM giving up a lot of damage on this mid turret while the team is trying to collapse. There goes Ben with the engage.
That's the TSM engage. Shield is up. Does he still have to stand beside me? He can jump to a teammate. He has to flash out. He's trying to stand in front of Keith. Arrow goes on to Haunter. Haunter gets the shield. Also goes out the subjugate for a little bit of HP, and that keeps him alive from Kez's help.
And Fox made the call very early on. Hey, we're going to be able to disengage this. Do not come, Gnar. And they actually fight that entire fight, 5 versus 4. Almost get a kill, but now they're overextending a bit.
Oh, what a flash over the wall. He calls the bluff. And he gets Svenskeren to body slam in. They get a kill there. Now they have pulled Gnar in. Got the teleport. It's going to be a very low Gnar bar, though, so it looks like you're just here to go tit for tat. That's going to be the Mantra shield. On the hunt is about 75% done on cooldown. And they'll have it very soon. Keith and the rest of the team have to be careful.
Yes, they do. Got to give some respect to the carries there from TSM. All still up with the extra speed from Biofrost. And they're going to back off with just that kill. But man, that was such a, I mean, it's such a difficult decision whether to make the call, hey, we need your teleport, because the teleport now takes an extra second to channel. And initially, Echo Fox were like, we're going to get an advantage out of this by disengaging our mid. Then they played the 5 versus 4 so well that they actually almost got a kill.
Pretty impressive.
And if they had called Gnar, they might have actually been able to finish it. However, they did gain a lot of damage on that bottom side turret by leaving Gnar over there pushing, and then almost got mid as well after going for it again. So here's the point where some people would immediately start channeling the teleport, where they're like, you know what, we're fine. We got this disengage. We're just going to re-engage focus fire here onto Haunter, and that stun almost cost him his life. But man, did they gain a lot of pressure here. You can see Gnar is still pushing on that bottom side. So they got a lot of turret damage, but actual no turret kills. So even though it was well played and they got that one champion kill, they didn't quite get the objective. So it's not a huge swing for Echo Fox, and TSM are still so close. It's not even really a big deal as far as the gold right now. It's pretty much all, did you actually hit your item breakpoint last time you went to the shop?
It's really watching those fights. You don't know the result. You're impressed that Fox is disengaging a rush down team with a Sivir comp on it. Somehow they're doing it, but you have to say this can't last forever almost. Well, so close.
Now they have the inside track, and I actually like protecting your minion wave here and pushing up mid rather than being on the Baron side. TSM can't really rush Baron, so now they're trying to threaten the fight in mid lane here.
All right, Honda Haunter. He gets the save from the Mikhail's Crucible.
Yep. That's going to be down, though, and Svenskeren's out, taking a lot of unnecessary damage there before this fight. Now Kez is doing the same.
Everybody's so tanky right now. They're waiting out, obviously, KFO's Gnar ultimate, or Gnar bar passive, I should say. And there's going to be a fight right now. That's what you can tell. It's going to be on to Kez first. They knock him right back. And oh, it's the pop-up knockup. It doesn't do too much for the entry for Fox again. It does help TSM, though. They're going to look for a few more. Mid lane has no minions, so they're looking. Oh, there it is. Coming up behind them. They were just squashing them. They have about 4. That'll be enough. Unless they go up.
Yeah, pretty good ultimate there from Sven Skaran to isolate Kez from the rest of the team and get that kill for TSM. This is the jungler kill as well, so that puts a lot more pressure. I don't think that Echo Fox actually have to base check it. As you can see,
mid-turret's low.
Keith has been firing hawk shots up there. And
it's got one hit.
They do have double blue trinkets as well. So whenever you have Ashe plus 2 of those blue trinkets, it makes it super hard to bait a Baron. And since CSM only have that 1 champion advantage right now, it's still pretty early to try and force something like that. So they just take the kill and back off. Really close game here.
Yeah.
Not many expected Echo Fox to stay this close with TSM 29 minutes into the game. And they very well could, make a repeat of the last matchup where they try and take game number 1 here, making a pretty good case for it.
They've been playing well together now, especially with the Kez addition. He brings a bit more flavor to the composition. They lose the Shen. They can take another global ultimate in Rek'Sai and keep somebody on the map because TSM is going to be working from lane to lane.
Yeah, I have to say, across the board, Echo Fox playing a lot better. Kez coming in for the extra shot calling, but even the individual play, KFO's Gnar has been really, really strong, as well as the accuracy from Keith on his Ashe arrows. Even though there was that one time where he pathed a little bit close to TSM members and got killed when everyone was chasing Ryze, his arrows have been on point. Everybody really fulfilling their role, even big with the timely Braum walls, able to block a couple of Sven's attempted initiations.
I think that's been golden for Echo Fox. As I said in Champion Select, the for sure initiation. You don't really have any compromises you have to make. You fire it off, you take it or you don't. You have it again in a minute. Really working out for them.
They did lose a little bit of focus there in the middle of the game, though, as they let TSM sneak right in, take that Drake without anything really getting done. The goal from Echo Fox there was to get that 1 hit onto the mid turret and finally get that gold. You actually need to finish it off to cash in, so they really wanted their efforts to be rewarded, but in the end they end up trading that 1 hit on the turret for the Drake, and now it's evened up 2-2, 1 ocean, 1 cloud apiece. And
this is what I think Echo Fox themselves hope to see for the rest of the split, because these guys with this game 6 left, they could jump to something 7-11 if they keep going from here. And that's very much in the range of keeping themselves in, being in a comfortable position.
Slurpees for everybody.
Slurpees for everybody.
I bet they'll get a bigger reward than that if they actually win all of the rest of their games this split. That would be magnificent from those guys. They're making a very good case here. Oh, arrow barely misses. That's speed, though. That's the speed.
Frosted.
Yeah. No frosted bio this time around. He dodges the arrow. Sven gets a little bit of slow.
That Rylai's, yep. Gotta be careful. So it looks like they back out of this one. But yeah, just to touch on that one last time, if they can do it against TSM, we should expect to see this from Fox almost every game. 31, almost 32 minutes in. Elger will be up in the next 4 or 5 minutes, and we're very close on kills. Somehow, Fox still has this mid turret up, which is stopping TSM's penetration into the jungle. More wards forward, and it's been doing a lot for them, looking for a teleport possibility, as well as holding here the bot lane against Bjergsen.
Yep, the main critical thing for me in the next team fight, as we get into these really, really crucial mid-game team fights that can determine so much, because the objectives on the map are worth so much at this stage of time, is that double lift on Sivir not only has the 3 main AD carry items of the Essence Reaver Infinity Edge Static Shiv done, but he also has the Last Whisper on top of that. So this Sivir is at the dream point where a ridiculous amount of teamfight damage can be pumped out of the Sivir if TSM can keep double lift alive for the entire team fight.
Oh, hello.
Meanwhile, Keith is still working on his Infinity Edge. So Echo Fox want to try and hold on until Keith actually finishes his Infinity Edge. Oh, Sven gets stunned up a bit.
Fox has to be very careful here. They're sitting on about 2,600 gold. There, he should be all right. get back, spend that gold. They'll be good to go. Kaz is going to go back and do that right now, get himself bigger. Guardian Angel coming out for KFO. 402. We talked about it a little bit, but that record is definitely helping the team right now, putting the pressure in the side lane.
Definitely is, and that's a big part of trying to answer TSM's 1-3-1. One of the big points why people prioritize Rise so much is teleport from the mid lane and being able to transition into this mid and late game 1-3-1 strategy. Sven gets poked out a lot here.
There's a lot of pressure towards Sven. One last hit in the wall. They get the vision there. He won't be able to go under. That's going to be the teleport from Bjergsen. They try to turn around. Gravity Field zones out the bottom half of the map. They have a long while to try to get Hanser to go down, but they may actually get it. Subjugate doesn't keep him alive forever. Svenskeren can't afford to come back in, and he's already flashed out. On to Bjergsen. There's the flash. Great job at stopping Kaz in the knockup, and he can still deliver damage as the rushdown team is trying to kite out this fight right now. It might be impossible. The slows, the stop, the stuns. Bjergsen's in the middle of it all, but TSM is still firing back. Fox loses 2 more members as they group together for the AoE of Team SoloMid. And it looks like TSM will still come out on top of that back and forth brawl.
Remember the respect that we said you have to give the TSM carries when Biofrost is next to them on the Karma with the speed and shields. Double Lift and Bjergsen turn that around.
Incredible.
So
fighting.
much damage coming out of them, and Echo Fox over chase in the river. If they had gotten that and been able to capitalize, never mind. We're going to have some Baron fight here.
Oh.
Hey, goodbye.
Oh, there it is. We're going to have 8,100 HP. Kaz halfway down, and Hanser's going to 1v1. Kaz pushes him out. The traffic cone's going to keep him at bay. 2,800 HP, and it looks like Kaz says not worth at this point in time.
Can't get in there. They're going to take their 1 kill on Bjergsen and have to walk away. TSM, what a huge turnaround there from Bjergsen and Double Lift with Biofrost on the shield. Because this all started so well for Echo Fox. Even though they don't get the final blow on Sven here, he's basically out of the fight. So this is TSM fighting a 5 versus 4 because Hanser gets in there. He thinks he has a good line on Keith, but he's all by himself with 4 members of Echo Fox peeling. Everyone on Echo Fox peeling for Keith keeps him up. They take down Hanser. And you think, oh, it looks pretty good here for Echo Fox on the chase, but the carries are what's still up. And if the carries are still up and they're able to kite the damage, they don't even need a tank up. Bjergsen is just able to get outside of that gravity field, not get stunned up, and Double Lift gets a crit there as well.
The timing and back and forth of everything, the slows when Bjergsen was exhausted and he sped up, they couldn't catch him. So many little things. Amazing.
Yeah. Definitely some marked improvements here from Echo Fox in this game.
Absolutely.
But even so, you battle all the way till 35 minutes, and you make one small mistake like that, it's really difficult to give up things like that to a TSM squad that are looking as strong as they are right now, because they'll take that one mid-game team fight. They got the Baron off it as well. This is going to give them Elder Dragon pressure, and they're going to try and clear out Echo Fox wards to make it that much more difficult for Echo Fox to come over and contest the next objective.
And the items are going to start to multiply now for Biofrost 2. Ardent Sensor, Mikhail's Eye of Watchers, so he has quite a bit to offer to the team support. This is the rush down they may want. Froggen actually gets himself in the front there with Big. They get absolutely deleted as TSM starts to take hold of this game. Kaz bumped and knocked off and put down against the wall. Triple kill for Double Lift. And like you said, Kobe, when TSM take hold, they take pretty much everything.
There's your speed comp in action, Riv, and TSM pulled the trigger, immediately turn. There's no way you can get out of range of a Sivir Karma Trundle like combo of slows and speed boost.
Yeah.
Good turn there from TSM, and that is going to be them running down the middle. Man, valiant effort from Echo Fox here, but TSM going for Nexus turrets.
He's playing Minion Man right now, trying to do his best to stop the wave from coming in. KFO very low, and it's going to be a negative HP bar for him as he goes down 10 to 13. A hell of a fight up until 30 minutes until TSM took the lead, and then the game 1. TSM takes down Echo Fox.
TSM still as impressive as ever. They are very self-critical because they're on the top and because they haven't